The Carnegie Council for Ethics and International Affairs gave us such a simple idea: global ethics. What do we do? How do we manage ourselves? And what is our future going to look like? This has been an outstanding panel this morning, sharing with us their ideas. Before we adjourn, I want to have the panel make closing remarks if they have anything else that they'd like to follow up on. Ambassador Raj?
I really appreciated the comments of the other panelists, especially the comments on women's issues. Having lived in Africa for 25 years, they're very near and dear to my heart. I always said that you could do more ethical development by giving $100 to a village woman, even educated, than $1 million aid project that employs international consultants to write reports. Because if I go back a year later, that woman will have spent $100 to buy cases of Cokes and soft drinks, and there will be a restaurant there seating 20 tables, as opposed to the $1 million, most of which will probably have been stolen by corrupt officials. So yes, absolutely. Thank you very, very much for those comments.
Mr. Garrett?
No, I think everybody here has rather seconded the universal notion of ethics in business and how we need to be able to treat each other well and treat our workforces well in order to be able to have the trust from others that we need in order to continue to maintain. And I appreciate Ambassador Naj's comments, because I'm a first-generation American. You know, my grandmother used to sell Cokes on the porch of her little house in Somerville, Texas, and so and fed the family and did everything else with that one little micro enterprise, so that in today's big world we would call it a micro enterprise, if it's just a little store. So same reason my father came here. It was a matter of labor. You know, he wasn't getting a job in Mexico at the time, so come to Texas and prosper here. So thank you very much for having us.
Dr. Farmer?
Oh, I'll just try to do a little bit of knitting between things here. But one way you can talk about using people productively, and this one actually is kind of simple. If you can educate girls to 5th grade within 20 years in almost every culture, and that includes Afghanistan, where females is difficult, you will find a decrease in population rates, greater health outcomes, and you'll find an increase, a groundswell of economic development.
And better ethics.
All of it.
Better. That's great. Dr. Donovan, please.
I think you all have said things so much better than I could have, actually. But I just want to reiterate, women do hold up half the sky. And can you imagine if you gave a woman $100 million, what she would do with this?
All I want to say is the globalization, is we like it or not, we pro or opposite, it is here, and we have to really do right. And the boys and the girls, we have to educate them. This is number one. And second is we have to respect each other's as we like to be respected. And for a better sustainable world, we have to save the environment. And also one of the best resources we have, the human, I guess we have to save our human resources.
Mr. Karapati, anything you want to add?
Nothing to add, but I would want to say how this particular opportunity has been important for me. So whenever when I look back to few months, ethics was only like a classroom issue. Like I was always thinking how to be ethical in classroom, but this particular opportunity has led me to do a lot of research, and being heard after I heard all the speeches, I now understand how big issue it is, and I realize the importance of women empowerment and education. I'll also say that education should be the basic right for all human beings.
Thank you. In closing, so we can adjourn, I'm a businessman, I'm a former businessman, and like Ambassador Naj was a former ambassador, now works at a university, I have moved to employment at a university. And we did touch on the fact that business also has to be a driver, a driving force. We've moved to this transformational world where we're closely connected, and business is going to have to rethink its way of getting inexpensive labor to make products. We touched on that a little bit. We're going to have to do a great deal, and we have a lot to do in the future as we prepare and go forward. And what I want to do is extend my thanks to this panel, this excellent panel, that has shared with us some very, very good ideas and thoughts, and also some hypotheticals that we can look at and things that we can try to achieve. The Ethics Center will post these discussions and these presentations. If you want to make contact with the individuals on our panel, just go to the Texas Tech University Ethics Center's website or to our YouTube, and you will be able to see the name of the panelists and their email address if you want to make contact with them. And to all of you, all the organizations that are listening to us on the stream and watching us, thank you for participating as well.